is like romance slash slice of life, but more like romance slash adventure slash slice of life. I don't know. It's a mess. But the second one I wrote when I was 12 to 13 is on my old blog, and the Wayback Machine only the blog doesn't exist right now because the domain was like expired, and my email that was to this blog is like non-existent. It was my first email address I've ever had, and it like all expired, and now all I have is one post, which is like the first chapter of the story, but I remember super vividly what happened next. So for the second story that I wrote much later, I will read the second chapter, the first chapter, but it's marked as second because first chapter was the character's introduction, you know, and oh my god. Yeah, hug yourself because it's important. I have fancy comments, and most of them are for everyone, so type !comments to have the comment list, and you can spam them. Well, there is a 5-second cooldown on them, but you can spam them whenever you want. And I will read the first chapter and then tell you how the story progressed, because I managed to finish that one, and it's one of the things that I finished in my life, but I felt so bad about it because it was on a blog, and I got like 2 comments. All of them were spammy, and people were not super invested in that. So I was like, you know what? I have everything set up. Let's finish this all in like as fast as I can. You don't like it? Okay. And I kinda lost the steam because of that, and yeah, it's not good. So, the question for you, dear audience, which story we should start first? Both of them are in Polish, so I will be live translating those. And I will alternate between Medibank to illustrate some of the options, or some memes that will sprout along the way, you know, and between these stories. So this is the first one. It's in Word, and you can already see this amazing MS Paint art. Like, oh my god. I don't remember if this is... I think this is the time when I got my first drawing tablet, around the time. So yeah, these lines, these crispy pencil lines are so smooth, but at the same time so crispy. Like or this one, which is like a freaking like eyesore. Like, I look at these colors and I'm like, oh my god. So yeah, which one? This one is the one I wrote when I was 12 years old, and this one is the one I wrote when I was 10 years old. So you choose. Do you want the adventure slash drama titled Amazing Adventures? I don't know what I thought to make the characters ship. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. What animals were on brand when I was 10? Birds, all kind of birds, and elephants. Why sheep? I don't know. Or this one, which is Lost on Vistula, and it's a romance. First one. Okay, so prepare your prepare your ears for the amazing adventures. Oh my god, I freaking hate myself for that title. I could title this whatever. And I titled it like this. Okay, so this is the cover picture. Isn't this like pure art? Like, oh my god, it's just it's just horrible. Like, how could I do this? Would you like me to try and redraw this stuff? Because the further we go, the most. Fun fact, I read both of these stories back in September when I did the art tour, but it was so far ago, such a long time ago that I bet most of you forget or have never seen it. So yeah, this is the cover picture. Oh, starring! Guys, we have the character introduction, like which every respectable kid's story has character introduction with pictures also made in paint. Oh my god, they are horrible. So this is, and most of these names are made up because I doubt, no, none of these names are even Polish, so I don't know why I named them like that. Like, most of them are not Polish, for one. This is first issue, but second off, this is not how you spell Molly in English. This is like how you would write this using Polish alphabet and Polish pronunciation, and it's just okay. So there is Mini, she's a leader because she wears red and she is good, and this is all. I don't know where she has lipstick. I have no idea. But apparently she's a girl because I was 10 and I think I was stereotyping so much. I know these characters for sure are not even one-dimensional. These can be, described using one adjective or one noun. So Minnie is a leader, yeah? You know everything about a leader in cartoons and in tropes, like, and this is Molly, and Molly is a baby, if you can't tell. Next one is Lola, and Lola is the posh one. So yeah, Pippi is the traveler, it seems. Yes, I think I named her Lola because Lola is such a for me it's such a posh name. At the same time, it's a name I dislike the most. I don't like this name. That's why I named the most. No, she's not the most annoying character, but she's close to being one. I will tell you who is the most annoying characters. And remember those colors? They will, each of them has color assigned, which is like not super far from what I do now. Because my characters also have, right now, my OCs have also some colors, like as the main color. Oh my god. And there is Lily, who is the cool one. There is the Olima, who is the relaxed one. Why are those... Okay, why are all of those wearing lipstick, but not Pippi? Is Pippi secretly a stereotypical guy? Because she doesn't wear lipstick, but she has eyelashes also. Okay, my argument is invalid. There's Olima and there is Becky, and guess who's the most annoying character? Like, oh my god, just guess. So Becky is fat, and this is her character trait because, oh my god, back then fat was considered a character trait. Oh my god, how far did we come? Like, how actually far I have come. From this abomination to like every other of my chubby slash fat OCs who are normal people. Don't think about food 24/7. Okay, but the introduction. Are you ready for the introduction? This book describes the adventures of seven really nice sheep. Funny, scary, and even sad. Shredding their friendship. The events that shred their friendship are are shown in a form of of a story from the main hero's childhood. Oh my god, how long is this? How long is this sentence? Like, okay, funny, scary, sometimes sad, and even and also shredding their friendship. Like, oh my god, I told you it would be drama. And yeah, are described, are shown in the form. Oh my god, 10-year-old me liked really like big words, like this shown. Roxa, welcome to the stream. I'm reading this story I wrote as a 10-year-old. Just look at this amazing polish. You can't judge my translation. But hello, welcome. But yeah, it's just an introduction, and then it's amazing MS Paint landscape of some mountains of all kinds because hey, it's set in the in the mountains. Yes, it's about sheep. Look at them monstrosities. I made in MS Paint. Yes, sheep. Okay. There, I told you colors will be, important, and I warned you it will be a color-coded lines of dialogue. So don't expect me to make any voices because I'm so bad at those. But I may try. Okay, so it's hi! Space exclamation mark. My interfunction did not get any better. I was so convinced that before exclamation mark and before question mark there should be a space, but not before the freaking dot. But okay. So, hi, my name is Nini, and I am from the green fields of Holland, of the Netherlands. I'm 4-year-old sheep with a sister. Okay, couldn't I like divide this into 2 sentences? No. I didn't know. Before, I didn't know about her existence. Whoa, drama, keeping up with the sheep. I will tell you the story of my life. Whoa, very bold for a sheep that is 4-year-old. Let me Google quickly because I forgot to do this time. How long do sheep live? Okay, so the sheep lives up to 10 to 12 years old. Okay, which makes her. How long does it take to be mature, though? Because I want to know, do we deal with adult sheep or young sheep? Because we know Molly is a baby, so really? There is wow, Polish Wikipedia sucks. There is all about the genetics and how many sheep are in the world and how many sheep are in Poland and how do you. Oh, okay. The maturity age from couple months to 1 year, depending on the race. Okay, so we are dealing with a mature sheep. This is. I start to overanalyze, and this can go like all the way. So she, and back then she was well. If sheep are mature, at maximum 1 year old, they achieve maturity. Then how the heck did I wrote that I was a 2-year-old sheeplet? Like, wait, what is the word for the? Oh. No, not the lamp. No, no, not this lamp. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, Jagnię. Yes. Ah, lambskin. Okay, it's lambskin. Good to know. Hey, learning something. I was back then a 2-year-old lambskin. So okay, she's basically telling about her life that apparently just started when she was 2. Okay, I don't know what happened to my parents after Second World War in 1939. Like, what the heck? I just like, oh yeah, I'm a sheep. I have a sister that didn't know about her existence, and also my parents kind of disappeared after the Second World War. So it's just okay. So she has a sister. I don't know how young, but I supposed Molly is her sister because why the heck? Why the heck not? So Molly can be like, she's still a baby, so she's less than 1 year old. So that means that she. Wait, I got confused by the timeline. I need to go and quickly go here and figure out the timeline, because what the heck is this timeline? Okay, so this is the timeline. So her parents disappeared in 1945, although she. Okay, but she, as for now, she's 4 years old, but she tells the story from the time she was 2. So let's say that she was 2 and she was still a lambskin, although she's technically not. And this is where her parents disappeared. So it's 1947 or still 19. Okay, I have no idea. I have no idea what the timeline is. We know it's post-war. All I know is it's post-war, okay? So let's back to this. Yes. And then I moved to the southern Poland. Okay. The next year of my lamp life, I don't know why this quotation, like, as it wasn't like legitimate. I spent living in Podhale. This is the geographical region on the at the south of Poland, the land of high mountains and rivers. Okay, little rivers. I don't know how to translate this one. I live here with Becky, the horrible amateur of grass. Okay, this can be like, especially considering that in Polish slang, grass means pretty much what weed means in English slang, so it's pretty bothersome that she's a huge amateur of grass, but okay. Olima, the most harmonious sheep I've ever seen, whatever that means. I understand that this was supposed to mean that she is like the most calm of the bunch, or the most like mature, calm, or mature, calm, or just more thoughtful. Okay, Lily, a sheep that thinks there are summer vacation, summer break all time long. Like, okay, sheep, you don't have a job and don't have to go to school. Like, where did you have to take the vacations from? Like, what? Pippi, the tourist, okay, so she's a traveler type, as we stated. Lola, the most beautiful sheep in the whole world. Like, okay, I would argue, like, she just, the only thing that makes her different from other sheep is that she has golden wool and she has a heck ton of makeup and jewelry. That, why the heck does she have a jewelry when she's post-war? When it's post-war, everybody is poor. And why the heck does she have jewelry if she's a sheep? Like, 10-year-old me, can you explain? I understand it was supposed to be like more aimed for kids or someone my age, But at the same time, why the reminiscent about the missing sister? Why the reminders of war? Like, I was 10 years old. I didn't even have the history back then. And suddenly I knew, like, about the Second World War. Like, okay, me and Molly, the smallest ship in our group. Together, we form a group named MOZO. I don't know what that was supposed to mean. The asterisk here is like, I remember last time I read it, the asterisk leads to nowhere, because this is not the I remember I wrote like a couple. I remember I wrote to the part where they went to the airport and get to plane, but this is not this version, and the original version with the most of this just disappeared in the multiple formattings, and it's just the miracle that I managed to just retrieve this like piece of writing. So okay, I believe it's like something special ship group or something like that. Okay, so chapter 2, plan. Ooh, and you see this color coded text? Oh my god, this color coded text, I can't. Okay, so every night our team met in old poor shed that was built from the old wood. Here in this really not actually used shed for hay, our team was planning a plan to escape. Ooh, ... And then the whole, oh my god, the whole dialogue. It would be better if you will go escape at the sunrise, said Olima, because we can't let our friends to be harmed by tripping, said interrupted Lily annoyingly. You know what? If we go at the sunrise, that is cursed. Oh my god, such a hard words for a 10-year-old. That this cursed rooster will what is this sound rooster make in English? Squeak. No, it's not squeak, it's sing, but it's also a crow, so does rooster crow in English? Okay. That this cursed rooster will crow and alarm the whole field. No, I don't want to make this sound. Sheep sound. It's better to go at the sunset, started Becky. Then, this is when the grass is the most delicious. Okay, good reasoning. Becky, escape is a really quick action that its key is to quickly and effectively invest in your future using your good grades from PE and not the juicy grass. Well, okay, basically, why the good PE grades? They are sheep, they don't go to school. But I like grass. Well, you do. It's like, it's your first... Okay, first off, we see that there is a hamburger, minus ham. It's just a bun with some lettuce. Then we have the horrible amateur of grass. Then we have the most delicious grass. And then again, I like grass. Like, Becky, you have a problem. And I know that being fat and loving grass is your one personality trait, but come on, it's like the fourth time I was speaking about this character, and each time I had to say, hey, remember, she likes grass. Like, a moment, Pippi gave yes, gave Becky a slack and said, "From the very lambskin, I was the flower girl," like meaning that she preferred eating flowers more. I don't know, do sheep eat flowers or just hay? But as we stated, this story is not very scientifically accurate. Then Becky looked with a really mad sigh at our tourist, and then the scream erupted. "Stop it!" screamed Lola authoritatively. Do you always have to quarrel about this yellow grass on every freaking meeting that decides on our future? And sheep sound, but the yellow grass is the most delicious. I think you mean hay. Becky, do you always think about... Shh. I finally, the leader is talking. Shh. I interrupted. Do you hear those sounds? Then all of our group heard the snoring of the owner, because the shed was connected by wall with the owner's room. Just one more shout and we will end on the table. Sheep sound, and not by the table. Becky, Minnie wanted to tell you that he will cook us. Chill, calmed us Lily. We need to set the time for escape. Oh yeah, one more shout, and then every single character then shouts, like, where is the logic? Apparently not freaking here. That sheep sound. At the sunset! Yeah, because then the grass is the most delicious. Becky, there won't be any time to eat grass. Sheep sound. There won't? No, it will be better at the time where the whole field lawn will go to take a nap, said Molly finally. We won't be sleeping, and we will escape when the others will be snoring. That's a great idea, Molly. Apropos, just by the way, when will be the closest regeneration on our lawn? Like, okay, everybody's shouting, even the baby's shouting, like, come on. You were supposed to get on this table, and I think it will be the best option to end this story, that, hey, they shouted and on the table because they shouted while trying to figure out the time to escape. and regeneration. Oh my god, I think that I didn't want to use the nap again and to use the other word. I asked Olima because only her had a calendar by her, owned a calendar. And by the way, why the heck do naps occur like weekly? Like in the next Friday, like exactly at 6 p.m. in next Friday. Like it's a very like specific time for a nap, and usually don't animals nap about in the noon and not at this time? Like okay. As a leader, I had to tell this. Then we will meet at the gate and the main gate at 4 p.m. in the at the day of the beginning of the astronomical spring. We will go away. We will escape using the mole method. Becky will get us, will bring us the shovel, and then thus we parted our ways and waited impatiently for the day of freedom. Okay, so as you see, they're living in a shed. It's pretty poor because it's post-war, and Lola is not as super annoying, surprisingly, and Becky is super annoying. I don't know why she gave Becky this super, like, ultra, super important task of finding the shovel, but okay. But the third, like, chapter, escape. At the day before the escape, I went to sleep very early, so I would not sleep on the lone nap in Friday. The sun has risen very early, and the rooster has crown very late. But lucky for us, it had no but luckily for us, this had no we didn't care about it because we woke up 3 hours before the sunrise of calendar spring. First off, Olima here said it's next Friday, and she and Minnie said that, hey, I know that the next Friday is I know that animals have the biological clock, but I don't think it works like this, that you know that next Friday there will be the beginning of the astronomical spring, and I don't know if, wait, like 4 p.m. here of the astronomical spring is like really late afternoon, like when you consider how high the sun is compared to the horizon. It's pretty low. Like in winter the sun sets at 4 p.m. here, so when it's like the equinox, the spring equinox, which is the beginning of the astronomical spring. I don't think it would be really that high. It can be sunset, as you know, as far as I know. Before the breakfast that was made of grass and flowers, we packed our stuff. Okay, I struggle. I remember last time I read it, I struggled so much with this sentence. Okay, let's try to dissect it. Under the leaking roof of sorrow stood silently 4 walls soaked with memories. Oh my god. I don't know if I can top it. On the squeaking from the sorrow of my departure, of my leaving, of my escape, on the floor that squeaked from sorrow, laid little fistful of dried hay, on which I laid my little head every night. Oh my god! Speaking of the anthropomorphization, we have the floor that is squeaking from the sorrow because the person that was sleeping on the floor is going away. And we also have the leaking roof of sadness and 4 walls soaked with memories. Like, oh my god, I don't think I have ever written anything more like super edgy. Like, this is like super edgy. It's not like edgy in like emo edgy, like, you know, like every character has some issues and they hate the world, etc., etc. No, it's like edgy because it's super like sad, and it was supposed to be like uplifting. It was supposed to be showing that every inch of the house cares about the main character somehow. But because I was 10 years old when I wrote this, it's like super bad. Over my faintly smelly bed lay hanged my family picture. My family picture was hanging over my bed that was smelling because the hay smells, especially the old hay. It's probably rotten and not dry. But okay, hay is already dried grass, but it can rot. Okay, when I looked at them, I restored hope that I would find my parents someday. That someday I would find my parents. When I was packing up, I hid this between my woolly and curly wool that was like clouds on the sky and was white as snow, and the wool that I was proudly wearing on myself. Well, okay, you do. We all waited for 4 p.m. when all the long will will fall asleep in the sweet dream of our success. Okay. Becky, do you have a shovel? Sheep sound. What are you talking about? We are talking about the tool of our escape, a shovel. Becky, don't tell us that you forgot. Sheep sound. Honestly, yes. Listen, we need to find this shovel. The half an hour passed, and none of us found the shovel. Come here, I found a spoon. Sheep sound. Hey, then we will treat ourselves with the dinner. For luckily, none of us listened to Becky. Our team had 2 minutes. Oh my god, the animals have such a precise clock that they are sleeping for exactly 32 minutes during 1 day a week. Our team had 2 minutes to find more spoons and use them to dig the tunnel. Like, oh my god, they have 2 minutes to dig the tunnel with spoons. Like, Nina, what the heck? 10-year-old me, what the heck? 2 minutes to find more spoons and use them to dig the tunnel. Okay, we all together dug the pipe-like tunnel. Okay, because tunnels are apparently not pipe-like. And the pipe-like tunnel that was 5 meters in length and 25 centimeters in diameter. Okay, it's pretty... You know what? I have the ruler somewhere here, but I know for sure that 20 centimeters is the size of my hand, from wrist to the and tip of the middle finger. So 25. So this is 10 and this is 5. So 5 here. So this from my thumb to the tip of my pinky is the diameter of the freaking tunnel. Like, no sheep in the world will fit through that. Our team got to the other side without hurting ourselves, just as like Olima used to say. But of course, the tunnel was too narrow for Becky. Like, Becky, you're shaking my head. Sheep sound. Help! I won't get out. What is this? Asked Olima. This is fat. Well, it's you, Becky. Oh, it's you, Becky. No, sheep sound. Oh, it's butter. It is. I use it to put on the grass burgers, because of course you would bring the butter with you to freaking spoil and rot. We put on the butter on Becky's sides, pulled her, and after a moment we were free. So this is where it ends. I remember that I wrote this. This is the chapter 4, shed. I think it was supposed to be a shed that usually the security guard is, staying in. And also I remember that I wrote the chapter 5, the airport, but it's perpetually lost. So this is all from this story, and yeah, I hope you liked it. So let me see, is anybody coming here? Before I go to the next story, I will quickly go to see what's going on. Is anything on? Is anything going on? Because I don't see anybody on stream, which is super unfortunate because it is. It just is. But okay. So time for the second story. And this is my blog. This is my blog. And it's... Oops. Okay. Not doing that. Okay, and this is my mousynina.blog.honest.pl, which I had when I was 12 going to 13. As you can see here, I set it up on the April of 2006, which would make me 12 going to 13. And well, this snapshot from the Wayback Machine is from July, and this is the only snapshot from the only like post entry that was captured by. It was on 20th of July 2006, which will still make me 12 years old because my birthdays are in August. So this is the story. Oh my god, these horrible colors. So this story I wrote in form of a photo story, meaning that there is some sort of a little bit of writing, but most of the descriptions and descriptions, like character descriptions, action descriptions, buildings descriptions are shown in the way of photos. And because I was so inspired at the time, I was super playing The Sims 2, and I was super inspired by this, and this is why I wanted super inspired by the game and by the other photo stories, the stories like kinda like this, like in similar format, that I wanted to make my own one. And to the extent that I wanted to turn the rejects, which is like my first like really ongoing, like really ultra lengthy ongoing project, because the first like characters for the rejects, I think I started writing the plot, thinking of the plot, taking pictures, which by the way I lost all my pictures. I remember I wrote the first chapter of the rejects and I haven't posted it yet, and I did all the screen caps, the managing of Sims in the school lot, the lot I built to look like school, and all the Sims I created, all the mods and all the custom content I have. I don't have them anymore, like in the state of 2007-8. But I really wanted to do this into the photo story, but my game was crashing constantly and I dropped the idea for the photo story Then I wanted to turn this into the full like written story with all the descriptions, etc., to make it more like universal for people to read, and more accessible for people who may be like turned off by the photo story format. And then in 2010 I decided that I discovered manga, and I decided that, oh my god, I want to make something like this. I will turn the rejects into the comic, and this is like, and from then on to today, I still want to make the comic with my characters, and not a photo story, and not any illustrated writing, because as you see, I am not good at writing descriptions, and yeah, and this will be like the best example of that my writing sucks. So this is the episode 2. In the episode 1 there was the character introduction, so basically I just showed the pictures, the in-game pictures of my characters, which by the way there were 2, and yeah, they were 2, and yeah, I just said that I just showed them so the audience would be more familiar with them. So yeah, so today I give you the second episode of my photo story titled Lost on Vistula. I remind you that you can comment and ask for every type of tutorial for this game, both first and second installment. So, because there was no more installments in 2006, like what was the most like, I remember I have all the stuff packs and the expansion packs for Sims, but I try to remember which was the newest stuff pack as of date. I believe I had Open for Business, because I took the hair from Open for Business for one of character. I had Nightlife, but Nightlife is before Open for Business. I don't know if I had Pets. Maybe I had... No, Pets are later, I think. Okay. So, Lost on Vistula, episode 2, the Magic Bridge. Ooh, the Magic Bridge. I don't know, something like bad will happen. I know about this. Adrian and John were were friends from quite a long time. They met each other pretty often, and their favorite place of meeting was long Varsovian street dividing the big city buildings from the quiet bank of lazily flowing Vistula. Well, to be honest, it isn't like that in real life, okay? So let me show you how it is in real life, okay? In real life, when you have this Vistula and you have this street, so there is the street. The street each has 3 lanes, and there are 2 lanes of this street, and this street has always some cars. There are always some cars, so there is a 2-lane street. Then there is a sidewalk, Then there is a little bit of greenery. Then there are the stairs that if you go lower, you will get to the boulevard. And then if you go even lower with the stairs, you will actually hit the rocks and the grass and the river. So it's like not that, it's super not far away. Like you can see the river from here. You can see the river from here, and of course you can as heck see the river from here. But it's not like quiet in any way. Like you can see the river and you can hear the cars for sure. And especially if it's a police car. Because at the time, drinking by the river, let me tell you. Okay, let me tell you. So it's not like that. It's like very hectic place. Unless they meet like in the middle of the night, which is like not very safe. But yeah. Let's go here. They met here. They were meeting him for a very long, from quite some time as friends. But the fate wanted so that today they will look at each other, meet each other in the new light as lovers. Told you that it would be romance. You look beautiful today, said John, seeing Adrienne in red evening gown, smelling with brand perfumes. Every woman has to be jealous of your full lips and slim figure, whispered John, and kissed Adrienne's hand. Oh, and for sure there are. By the way, this is written wrong. It should be written with space. And for sure they are jealous of such a great friend or a boyfriend like you, said Adrienne with faint blush on her face. Okay, why is she screaming? Okay, so where are we going today? This will be the surprise, said John, smiling. I want to show you something. Look, you see this little island? Yes, said girl shyly. But what do you have in mind? I look at the island and I imagined you and me on this island and our engagement. Like, okay, they just went from, she just first, okay guys, you don't go so fast. She mentions looking at him differently than at the friend for the first time here, and he's like, oh, I imagine our engagement on that little secluded island in the middle of the river. Like, okay, this is the first red flag. Can we do a red flag counter? I will do a red flag counter. Okay. This is the first red flag. He just said, after some time of being a friends, that and the first time they are looking at themselves, at each other, like lovers do, and her first time mentioning, even considering him a boyfriend, then okay, it's a red flag for me. The man took Adrian's hand and ran with her towards the old wooden bridge that was the only connector between the island and the bank of the river. And in Adrian's head, because this Adrian, it's not my OC Eddie. No, my OC Eddie will have like nothing. My OC Eddie would be like, okay, guy, what the heck you're doing? Like, let me alone. I'm running away from you. I don't need you. But no, this is the different Adrian. And then in her head, the very, very, very disturbing thoughts started to arise. What I'm doing here? I'm blonde. I'm a blonde in love that led herself to be guided by emotions, and I shouldn't be agreeing to these things. This is a good thinking, Adrian. You're not dumb. GGGGU. So let me put another red flag, because Adrian has second thoughts. And admitted herself that she is guided by emotions. So, who knows what would happen on this old bridge? I should disagree. Oh, and yeah, thinking and talking is the same, like after the same dash. Like, okay, John, maybe we shouldn't go to this bridge. This bridge makes me anxious. And this is your negative thinking, said John, still going towards the island. You're stressed, and you're still thinking about this bridge, that it will collapse any moment. For me, this bridge is magical. It makes people get to know each other and brings them together. It's not held by any pillars, but by hearts and souls of people that it connected. By saying this, John still confidently strived forward, and Adrian, doubting her boyfriend's theory, still went forward, looking with each of her step whether or not the bridge is stable. Okay, so they are on the bridge. Okay, so they are already on the bridge. At the bridge, John is really high on drugs or something, so it's another red flag. He just first off he says that, hey, let's go to this old bridge, and second off, he also says that, hey, this bridge is like magical and held by hearts and souls, which is like very disturbing. So they went on the bridge, and Adrian didn't believe in John's theory. But are you sure, woman? Shouted John, speaking to the college student of physics. We former college student of physics, but still important that student. And I think that these pillars, which are, by the way, made of hearts and souls, I don't know in which like standards you found this data, how like strong hearts and souls are when considered their being a building material, but okay. I think that these pillars that are have these pillars that are holding this bridge have no construction flaws. And he stopped once, twice, thrice, and started jumping up and down on the bridge to just show doubting woman how right he is. Okay, this is another two of red flags. First off, I hate when characters, I don't know why did I thought that it was like normal. I hate when characters are speaking per man, woman, especially if a man that was supposedly loving a woman is calling her a woman in such a deteriorating tone. So, woman, don't you dare talking with me. And second off, he's another red flag. He's stomping and shouting, and another red flag. He uses force because he's still holding her hand. He's using force to do something she doesn't want to do, and doesn't listen to her. Is not listening to her. John stood up and looked at Adrian as if he was someone bigger than her. Still shocked, Adrian looked at John's shoes, but more importantly, on what John stood on, because the planks they were standing on started to collapse. Well, it's another red flag that you are not really, John, you are not really like... I'm Team Addie, by the way. I'm Team Addie. John should not be like almighty in front of woman that he supposedly loves and wants to put a ring on it. And third off, and another red flag is... Wait, what was another red flag? Oh yeah, he made your woman being scared of you. So it's another red flag that, oh my god, I'm scared of this man and this situation. I'm with him. So right now it's like 9 red flags, okay? And they start to falling, so it's and there wasn't more than half a minute. Well, in half a minute they would be able to like run towards the banks or do something. So it wasn't more than Half a minute and our heroes found themselves in Vistula. They had to quickly get off it if they had they would have to they had to quickly get off the river if they didn't want it to be taken with the current or just drown. You know, Vistula is pretty like it's pretty cold. So yeah, and it's I think it's deep enough to drown. Yeah, it's deep enough to drown for sure. Adrian and John swam towards the island with a really huge struggle. Swam towards the island where, under all this stress, they passed out. Next chapter, how Adrian and John will do this, will like deal with living on the island. Will they ask for any help? And will John propose to the love of his life? Well, considering how many flags I counted right now, I doubt. So, okay, so I counted by far from this one chapter 9 red flags, which is like, oh my god, Nina, what the heck did you wrote? And you thought this was romantic? Like, what the heck? So it's like 9 red flags, being there, chilling. So what happened next in this story, you may ask? Okay, so let me tell you. So let me tell you. So John, if I remember, all my sims have the number 1 face, which also the regular face. So let me draw the regular face as I draw it. So let's say that this is, I remember she had a really full makeup. So, and she had like wavy hair. There is one specific sim hair that I was abusing. So let's say that this is Adrian. And she is in the dress. I remember it was a mini dress, but it was a red dress. So this is Adrian. She was, I remember she was platinum blonde. So these are her hair. She had blue eyes, like baby blue eyes, and red dress. So this is Adrian, and she's in perpetual fear because of what will happen next. So when they found themselves in the, so this is John. I will start drawn John. So when they John, or like smug, like, yes, who is the boss? I am the boss. But John is like, oh my god, John is a freaking. John is like a freaking jerk. Because how could you make your love of your life being scared of you? And I remember John, and warning, this was my how I made Sims. So John had a side hair kind of like Skrillex before Skrillex, and these were the open from business hair that were like wavy from one side and kind of shoulder length. So he looked, and he also had a stubble, so he pretty much looked like Kobo all the time, like he was really unkept. And also he had a really ugly, really ugly, like I had no like back then I didn't had any custom content, so he had a really he had the oh yeah, the sweater was stacked. In fact, he had the sweater and jeans, and it was so bad of a style. No, he had the darker jeans, yes. And deep dark blue. Yeah. I remember this outfit really clearly. Like, so this is the guy that she fell in love with, like the former, I don't know, maybe I think he got sacked from university. So this is the Adrian, this is the guy who you fell in love with. He's a university dropout from uni, that thinks that he knows everything, and he supposedly loves you, and he will risk your life to get on the bridge and let you drown, because you just went from that river by herself. He did not lend you a hand, and he thinks he's the best. Like, what the heck, girl? You deserve better. So, what happened next? What happened next? They quarreled then. Then they quarreled that they are stuck on the island, on the river, and try to survive by eating fish. By the way, there are fish in Vistula, but they are really small, and I don't know if they would feed. And by the way, of course, because to more drama, the services, this is the, let's draw the ambulance car. Yeah, this is the best ambulance car I've ever drew. So this is the ambulance car, and it goes cars in Poland. Cars that are made for special forces only blink with blue when they are driving alone, and with blue and red when they are driving in a column. So yeah, so this is the ambulance. Lens ambulance. Yes, so this is ambulance. And in this world, ambulances like don't exist. Like ambulance is like people secluded, people in danger. What danger? I don't see any danger. So they're like will nobody is going to save them. So they will live on these beside this really busy street, like this street. Remember, I drew a street and was very busy. So this island is here, and they are the remains of the. Let's say that this is the bank. So this is the lower banks, but this is the upper bank that has this street. Like there are normal cars driving around, like this is the only car I can draw right now. So they are the only cars that are right now, and this is Adrian and this is John. And nobody sees them like somehow. And also there is like a river beside them that it's like pretty like, well, the next flat of the river will pretty much end them. So yeah, there is a river with no tree, but there was a tree, but for a tree to live, to be on this little island, this island had to be like, have grass and be not a sand, because islands in Vistula, in Warsaw, are mostly made of sand, especially if they are like, if they are not the, if they are like the very, they are not seasonal islands. So yeah, there is the river and there is the old, like some planks flowing, because the flow goes that way. So the current goes that way. So they are stranded on the island. Nobody can help him. Nobody sees them. Danger? What danger? City services? What are they? Ambulance? What are they as well? So they are pretty much stranded here, and lo and behold, they are, after they quarreling, which by the way, it's very like something normal, but that guy, you freaking scare me. Eddie will be like, should be like, guy, you scare me. I don't want to know you anymore. Let's get out of here and let me cut ties, all ties with you. And this is not what happens, because then they got each other. And I remember very vividly that they kinda managed to make a house from the freaking trash that the river brings. Like, okay, have some fun with the house made from trash. But they managed to get the house, and this is not alarming authorities, then I don't know what would. But this horrible Richard, his name is Richard right now. This horrible Richard and this horrible Richard make Adrienne pregnant, actually. And she pretty much gives birth to a twins, of course, a boy and girl, of course, on this freaking island that everybody forgot about, apparently. But oh, lo and behold, somebody notices them. I think there is a flooding and they somehow survive on even smaller island there is a flooding and there is a smaller island. So now they are 4 of them. Like there is her, him, and 2 kids, of course, boy and girl. And lo and behold, when we have this situation, like the total humanity disaster, humanitarian disaster, like the poor family for living like outside everything for 9+ months. And lo and behold, here comes the guest star, because hey, there is a guest star, and who can be the guest star? Well, the guest star is, this is the most accurate portrait. So the guest star is, and I kid you not, I made his sim in sim. I kid you not. Is the I kid you not. He is this is the uh, this is the president, the mayor of the Warsaw. That yeah, I am the mayor of the Warsaw. I'll show it by drawing a poorly Warsawian flag. Yes, this is. I'm a mayor of Warsaw. I am a mayor of Warsaw. And what is really like disturbing for me, like the most disturbing part for me, but okay, he's a mayor. Okay, fair enough, you know, it's like, okay, he was a mayor at the time, but one of the part that really disturbs me the most is the fact that this guy then moved on, because after he became the mayor of the city, he then became the mayor of my whole freaking country. And then in 2010, while still being a mayor of the country, he unfortunately died. So rip. So he died very tragically, and it was like a great deal. And when I remember that, oh my god, I made a sim of him in my shitty photo story. I'm like, oh shit. 12-year-old me, what the heck? So okay, so he is the mayor of Warsaw, and he comes and he's like, oh, I see what you did there, so I will let you leave her forever and forever and ever, and 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 give you like the honorary like citizenship or some other shit like that, or the keys to your new house that we the city built. So it's like a new house right now, because it's bigger and it's made of gold apparently right now. So, and they have now the proper bridge, like with proper pillars and everything, but still first flat. And there was a flood in 2010, like in 2010 there was a massive flood. And first flood that would come. And it happens like every spring and every summer. First flood that would just and wash you away, and you will all be dead. So this is, and of course they got married, because why the heck not? So yeah, for me it's like, she just, they started as friends and ended as being like stranded on the island with 2 kids. But it's okay, because the mayor of the city came and said, oh, it's alright, I will give you the property of the city. No, not even of, yes, of the city, because it's like on the land the island is on. the land that is around the banks of the river belongs to the city. So they had to get the surveyors and get some cartographs and geo and some people that are in the field of geodesy and say, okay, this land now is yours. And I'm like, dude, it's just such a huge, it's such a huge disaster. This story, it was like a total shit show. And I finished this because I remember that there was such a low nothing happened on my blog, and I was just jumping from one topic to another, and I was just unhappy that nobody wants to read this, and I was pretty unhappy because of that. And I was jumping from pixel art to just from pixel art, dress up games. The Sims, I believe, are the last iteration of this blog. And after making this story, I think I abandoned the blog, and I really wasn't looking. I just looked from out of the curiosity if it was on the Wayback Machine back before I started streaming, and I know there was, and I didn't wanted to read this. Then I read this again on stream back in September, and I thought that, oh my god, it would be instant cringe, like total cringe, and I was just laughing my butt off out of this poor writing and all of these red flags of this failed relationship. Like, I would just run away. But hey, if the current president of Warsaw would like to give me a private island, maybe not that close to the street, but somewhere else, I won't be mad. But yeah, so this concludes my 2 stories that I wrote being a kid. These were oh my god, these are horrible, but this is my past. This is something I did, and I can't hide this. But yeah, this bridge that was in fact built on the hearts. Hearts. I would draw the realistic hearts, but I just don't want to do this right now. I don't want to put any more effort into this illustration than now. By hearts and souls, so let's say that these are souls. I'm ripping the soul design from Soul Eater. Sue me. So yeah, it's built on the hearts and souls of people. While in the reality, it's just the really, really, really old, really old and insecure bridge. Like, this will collapse any second. It will be all murky and mossy and all the good stuff, but it's built on the hearts and souls of people it connected. Like, this bridge would not connect everyone unless someone would be on the island up at the beginning. Oh my god, the mayor is like, his eyes are making me, he looks so creepy. Oh my god. But yeah. So, poor Addie, apparently she is poor Addie, because she went with the guy who knocked her out and made forced her to spend 9 months, plus 9 months, on the stranded island without any hygienic products, without food, without shelter, with house made out of literal trash for the river, and in my mind it was romantic. Like, what the heck? What the heck was I thinking about? So yeah. So it was lost in on Vistula. So hope you liked it. I will save the stream because I see that that most of my regulars aren't here. So yeah, I think I will end the stream early. Let's see if there is someone who I can write, who I can rate. Anybody? No. So okay, I will end the stream right here. So thank you for coming, chatting, lurking, and spending some time with me. And I hope you enjoyed. This is not the regular occurrence. This was like one on occurrence by popular demand. I'm not like ecstatic that it happened. It ended like that. I thought that it would be more like there would be more people, but okay, that I can't have everything. But so I will end the stream right here. Next stream will be on the 25th of June, and it will be a Sims stream. And after that, next stream will be on 28th of June. No, 27th of June, and it will be art stream. So coming back to thumbnailing, hopefully this week I will go over the thumbnails for the next 4 pages. So next week we will go into the 40s. It will be page, I think, 31, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 will be now. 39, 40, 41, and 42. So, oh my god, it's so like it's so close to the end. So, yeah. I hope you had fun. So, see you on Tuesday.